I'm Cammy,
And I'm Moni,
and this is a little chat.
a little chisme.
What up, girl?
What up?
How are you, married woman?
Feels no different,
Show us the
but
bling.
it feels. But what?
Show us the bling
Oh,
for our audio listeners.
I don't have it on. I'm like, ooh,
Me neither.
my bad. Bring.
For our audio
Yeah,
listeners,
for our
Simone
listeners
held up
who,
her hand and
yeah,
ain't
for
got
my
nothing
listeners
on.
who are not watching, I don't have anything on my hand. No, I take it off when I have to like wash my hands or like start getting into the kitchen or like washing dishes and stuff.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I didn't realize I took it off. You're
It's
gonna have
okay.
to
That happens.
check in on the pod on the
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Throw you a gram. Maybe that'll be our image for this week's episode.
Oh, that'd be
So
cute.
so
We should put
people
both
can
of our little like
see it.
hand pics. Like
Take a
we're
hand
married
pic.
now.
Hey, just like
Yeah.
this with the or
Yeah,
make like a
exactly.
little heart.
There we go.
I don't know if I'm on your left or on your
Right there.
right. Insert hand. Wait, do that.
I can't. I have one hand of mic, one hand
Oh, true.
free.
You're right. You're right. Moni's got one hand today.
Yeah, I had to pivot today. I had to improvise because my dad is in town and Bobby is in the living room and they're watching like Jimmy Kimmel and laughing it up and like they're not going to be quiet. So I decided to just come into the bedroom. That's why the lighting is terrible for those who are watching. So sorry. But it is what it is. I didn't want to not record. So I'm in the bedroom and we chilling today.
We chillin'. Moni's recording from the bed.
I
That's where
am.
it's.
I
Oh,
am.
that's
It's where the
comfy.
magic happens. You know what I mean? So the magic of recording.
Heyo. That's
Heyo.
that's the magic.
That's right.
So how are you? How was your weekend? What's your final processes? We've been working up to this day. It
Hmm.
happened. You've been go go go, and you're still go go go.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, just because a wedding is done doesn't mean like all the things are not done, but almost. We're almost there. Like, we just needed to organize as much as possible. Obviously, all of the things that got packed kind of got packed in a rush, so
Yep.
everything was everywhere. But I finally separated all the items, figured out what we're keeping, what I'm giving away, and then we are just trying to make the apartment look normal again. But as far as the event, like it was great. Of course, there were some hiccups, but like we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. And as all events have our hiccups, but overall it was great. Everyone told me they had a great time, so I hope they're not lying to me. And I'm just happy that I have no more like major decisions to make because an event like that is just all questions, 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 decisions, 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 and I'm over it. But it was great. It all worked out. On the other side, Bob and I have to go back to work, back to normal. So that sucks. But now the next thing really to just like take a second, breathe, and then get excited for Japan in April and make those decisions about what we want to do, how we want to spend our time, what we can afford, all of that good stuff.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
For those of you that don't know, Moni's going to Japan for her honeymoon.
Oh
I feel like
yeah,
we talked
baby.
about that last episode, right?
We might have. I'm not
For the
sure,
Star
but
Wars thing.
yeah, we're going to Star Wars Celebration, so I'm super excited about that. And then we want to try and hit as many other really cool things as we can, since we are behind so much of the fandom that Japanese culture has provided, right? So we love Pokemon, we love Nintendo. So we want to try and hit some museums, some cafes. I also love thrifting. I love the fashion, right? The food. So it's just so many things to try and pack in one trip.
You're gonna have an awesome time. You're going for 2 weeks.
That's the goal.
Nice,
That's the
nice.
goal. So hopefully, yeah. Well, Cami, as a guest of the wedding, how was it?
It was good. It was good. It was very beautiful. Your florals
Oh
kill
my god.
killed it.
Like
Killed it.
honestly,
Your
that's my
dress was
favorite part.
beautiful.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
your
you.
florals are just like when I think about I have never been to a wedding where the flowers stood out,
Yeah.
or I can't remember any of the florals of any of the weddings I've ever been to.
Mhm.
But I know for a fact that your wedding's florals will forever live in my mind.
Dude, like I just like didn't know what was going to come out because like when you have the consultation with a florist and you're like what's the vibe you want? So obviously I had my Pinterest board and I had all these things. But like my Pinterest board even when I look at my Pinterest board, it was more leaning toward like tropical oranges and pinks. So I thought she was going to go heavy on that. No, no, no. She took exactly what I said and like like we talked about jewel tones, we talked about tropical moody, like more jewel tones but not like bright crazy rainbow. It was more like a little like shift of moodiness in it with those deeper darker shades of those colors. Oh my god. When I saw my bouquet, I lost my shit. Like I was like, that is not my bouquet. Like it was like a rainbow, gorgeous, beautiful. Like, oh my god.
We'll
I did
throw a
not
pic
want
up
to
here.
send that away. Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah, and now I just got the some previews of the from the photographer, so I'm excited to see like the florals again because I just like, everything happened so fast and you just want to take it in and I wanted to keep everything, like everything. But obviously the florists take back some of the florals and the structures. So they took
Yeah.
the arch back, but I kept all the florals I could keep, all the arrangements, and actually yesterday, a big chunk of my time I spent rearranging everything that I had. So I made four new arrangements and just put them around the apartment because I was obsessed.
Oh, that's awesome. You'll have to send me a picture of that so I can throw it
I
on
will. I
here.
will. Yeah, I made two larger ones. I kept one of the ones that was like original to her design, and then I put a mini one in the bathroom just to like spread them around the house.
Nice.
And then I sent my bouquet in to get framed to do like the press and preservation. So it was so sad. I was like, I don't want to send her away. Like, oh my god, I was so obsessed. And you know me, like florals are super important to me. So
Yeah.
we invested most of the budget in florals and she just took my
Well
vision and
spent.
like she killed it. So Madison at In Bloom, girl, you killed it. So good.
Killed it. They were
So
beautiful. And it's just one of those things where you look at it and you're just like, that's Moni. Like, I just saw you when I looked at it. So
yeah.
it's awesome. And the fact that she was able to, like, take your vision and fully portray it and just exceed
Oh my
expectations. At
god.
least my expectations.
No, it
So,
was more like
damn.
she did for me too. I was like, I didn't think she was actually gonna like understand where I was going and the color and like the impact I wanted. Oh my god, it was so good. And then I wanted everyone to kind of match the vibe. And y'all, it was like the Met up in there. Everybody looked so good. There was like all these pops of color and like everyone looked so good. And it went with all the colors of the flowers. So that was really cool.
Yes, yes. It's
Mm-hmm.
very aesthetically pleasing. All
Mm-hmm.
the people
Come
match.
on,
You
we
you
needed
put
the
your little
vibes. Come on.
yeah, I like it. You put a little palette on there, and
Mm-hmm.
people met the expectation.
Yep.
I was gonna ask if you shipped your bouquet off. You got that done pretty quick.
Yeah, like I had mom take the florals from the a la carte from the second venue, and I was like, please put them in water. Like the only thing about the bouquet was that the thing to hold it wasn't like a typical like stem wrapped base. It was like this plastic base. It was really thin, so it was actually incredibly heavy to hold. But the base kept all the stems in, which was great. It was just like this plastic thin, like cone looking thing. And so to pack that in a box and try and send it was really hard. But I'm really hoping like that it got there because I took 2 days. So the next day I couldn't get my bouquet yet. And it was also a holiday, so that wasn't gonna happen. And then there was the next day I was like, I went to go pick it up, went to Home Depot, packed it up, sent it right away because the fresher the flowers, the better the outcome for like the preservation. So
Mm.
Yeah, I wanted to get that, but it was freaking expensive to send that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that. So like pro tip, if you want to do a preservation and you already know the whole like cost of it is already over like $300, to just send the flowers is another couple $100. Yo, it was crazy. But
That's
it's just one
wild.
of those things, like it's an investment. That's one of the things I would say to future brides or people getting married, that I think it's worth it, but maybe that's something you put on your registry.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Like
Floral
little personalized
preservation.
moments that you can do and put on a registry or send a link to like a family member who really wants to get you something special. I would invest in something like that.
That's a solid idea.
Yeah.
Jess wanted to do the same with hers, but obviously it's super expensive. So we have them laid out right now. We're still drying them. They take
Cool.
forever to dry,
They do.
like
I
so
was actually
long.
thinking about toying around with so I did a bunch of videos about how to preserve them at home, and you can dry them and let them out. You can also do the silica gel method where you put the flower in silica gel for like 2 to 3 days and it dries out the flower completely. And then some people even press them, or they put them in what's that gel that hardens?
Resin.
What's it called? Resin. Oh my god. So I was like looking at how to do like resin things, but I was like, I can't get into that. Like the resin was too complicated and it seemed a little dangerous, and I had this like blowtorch thing. I was like, I'm not doing that. Um,
What?
but
You don't want to
yeah,
live life on the wild side.
no, I'm good. Not in my tiny ass little apartment.
Yeah, true. You probably don't want to throw a blowtorch out in there.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it was super expensive, but that's something I said from the beginning. I told mama, um, mama, like graciously and what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? When you're
Gifted.
generously.
Generous.
That's the word I was thinking of. Generously offered to like get that as a gift for us. So I
Oh,
very grateful. And yeah, it was a whole thing to like send these flowers out and trying to do it in a way that gets them overnight and that they're safe, because these people be throwing around packages like crazy.
yep.
They don't care.
I can only imagine how much shipping that cost you.
Let's not talk about it. Put it on the credit card.
Yeah. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Until you have
So
to pay that bill later.
yeah, I just swiped it and I was like, let's keep it moving.
I have a react question for you about your wedding because when we had talked about it, we had talked you wanted to do a collaborative painting
Mm,
with all of your guests, and you had two canvases of each which you wanted people to paint
yeah.
on both canvases. But the way that
Mhm.
it was set up, all of the paint was by one canvas on the left side instead of in the middle. So, and then there were pens put next to the other canvas.
Yep.
So people signed the other canvas and painted the canvas on the left. First question, how did the painting end up coming out on the left side?
The painting was cute. I mean, there was a I think a lot of people tried to paint Pokemon. There's like a lot of like little like bear looking characters on the painting, so I think they were really ambitious. Um
Yes, I did see that.
Also, the issue was that the beautiful signs you made me never made it to the table.
I
So,
saw that.
yeah,
I
because
put them in the box
literally, I
where
know.
that said ceremony and reception.
Trust me, I
And then
know. But guess what? Pro tip, invest in a better coordinator. How about that?
you
Because
get what you pay for.
I'm sorry, that's going to be an ongoing theme of me bitching about my coordinator and how unhappy I was. But the coordinator knowing exactly what your vision is and every aspect is very important, because they're the ones that are going to execute it, right? You'll have friends. Obviously, you knew what I wanted, but not everybody's going to know what I wanted or where things are stored or whatever, and it's not your responsibility. I didn't want any of my friends and families to really have to worry about anything the day of. Like, yes, it was like you guys were so helpful. Everyone offered to help me prep and set things up, but like I really wanted to keep that as minimal as possible.
Hmm.
So yeah, your sign that was supposed to say abstract painting and like, no, you don't need to do images. You can just do like type and like fill up the canvas. Never happened. But it was cute. You know, it is what it is. And yeah, I saw that after the fact. Like the other canvas has all this
Yep.
pen writing. And now I'm like, I mean, it's cute. Like, I don't want to throw it out, but I can hardly see with the pen. Like, the pens were never supposed to write on the canvas. So those pens were not meant for that. Those pens were actually meant for the reception. And guess what? They never made it to the reception. They were supposed to be for the memory box to write like the share a memory card that goes
Yeah,
in the
your
box.
time capsule.
My time capsule. Exactly. So anyway, you know, little hiccups like that happen.
Yeah.
And also what I saw got packed was the second easel broke. Like I don't know at what point in the evening it broke, but the second easel broke. So maybe that's why the second canvas was like laying on the table with pens because
Oh, it broke, I guess, during the like. I think it might have broke right towards the end because it was up and on.
okay,
I
okay.
don't. I don't. Whoever started it might not have had, context clues the most solid.
Exactly. I mean, I don't blame them, right? If there's a thing of pens next
Yeah,
to an
you would
easel
do it.
and then there's a paint next to an easel, I would assume, okay, write on this one, paint on that one. I get it. I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
it
but
makes sense. Part of me wishes I would have jumped to go over there because I would have started. Like I would have seen first that the signs weren't there, and then I would
mhm,
have like thrown a slab of paint on each so that people got the idea. That's all you gotta do is just a little choop and a
that's
little
true.
choop, and then
Yeah.
people are gonna know. And then I would have been like, "Get these fucking pens out of here."
I know. No, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I saw it after the fact and I was like, whatever. It
I
just
feel you with the
needed a little something
coordinator.
to do. Huh?
Yeah, I feel you with the coordinator. Like
Oh
we
my.
gave our coordinator. I am not a type A person. Like if you know me, I'm not type A. But for this, I was type A, and I made a spreadsheet that had detailed columns where things go. It was color coordinated. There was a green if it was packed, a red if it wasn't prepped
Oh
yet.
my
If there
god,
was assembly
same.
that was needed, pictures.
Same.
We pre put things together and took a picture and said this is exactly what I want this to look like. Nothing. Like I mean not
Same,
nothing.
dude.
Some things were correct, other things were not, which is just like what did I pay you for?
I
Like
know. Same, you know? And that's the thing. Like, if I didn't put that much detail, if I didn't make the damn spreadsheet, if I didn't put in the pictures, if I didn't write written descriptions about what things were for, I listed out every item that I packed, wrote
mhm.
them on the paper on the box, and in the spreadsheet, wrote down, okay, this section should have, on this table should have the favors, on this table should have two easels, paint, this, that, and the other, and like writing it all out and no, nothing. It's just it is what it is. It's gonna be set out however the hell they want to set it out because she didn't follow through with it. And you know what was freaking worse? She is in my photos when I am entering the ceremony. Do not stand behind the bride and her family as she's walking in because guess what? Your ass is gonna be in the back of the photos.
She's in your pictures?
She's not. I didn't look at the professional ones because I'm sure like my photographer can like
I'm
take
about
her
to look at
out.
the one I
But
took.
like ones that my family have been sending me of me walking in with mom and mama, guess whose
Yeah.
stupid ass is in the back of the photos? Her little stupid head. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
She stands right in the corner as like toward where I'm walking towards my dad.
Oh, I see.
Do you
I
see
see
her?
her. I
Like
took a
who
video.
does
Yeah, I
that?
see her.
And the bitch is in events and she's not wearing all black. Like, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, those are the little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like especially when it comes to the spreadsheet, like you went through the effort of making if anything, we made the job easier by
Literally, that's what I
detailing. You don't
thought.
have to
Yeah.
think, you just have to do. Like, I'm giving you the pieces of the puzzle. I'm telling you exactly where they go on the board, and I just need you to connect them.
I know.
It's nuts. It is
It was
insane.
that's the part that gets me is like I put in so much more work so that you wouldn't have to ask me any questions of the day of, or, the thing is for me that I feel like went wrong is you can't always answer everything on a spreadsheet, right? It's very straightforward, whatever. Fine, then ask more questions. It's the coordinator's job to then ask you, hey, I went over your spreadsheet. Can you give me more detail about this? Can you give me a
Yeah,
little more info about that? What is the vision when it comes to this? And I know I explained to her at least 3 times what we were envisioning for the ceremony because of the whole time frame. We wanted to kind of keep the group in the space for additional 20 to 30 minutes. So I told her
right.
exactly what the activities would be. I told her exactly how we were going to do the photo groups, like, and she's like, "What?" Had no answers for my guests. I was like, I can't. This lady's gonna piss me. Like she was. Oh my god. It was just
She
like,
did it. Yeah.
oh yeah.
You get what you pay for, I guess, which is
No, you
insane
know
because
what
I
though?
don't know how
No,
much
because I
yours
paid her ass
cost. Because
$1,500 for her.
mine too,
So I'm
mine
sorry.
too.
That's enough. Like that's enough for you to do your damn job. I'm sorry, but it is.
if if I can get $1,500 to follow the instructions on a spreadsheet and still not know the answers to questions, I'm in the wrong business.
Yo,
I'll tell you what.
for real. And I'm not super type A in my everyday life, but like for this I was very like cuz I wanted to make sure I was as specific as possible so that we could get ahead of all of these things, but no. No. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
I
was
think one
thinking.
thing, oh
No, go
sorry,
ahead.
it's just something that came up is
Yeah.
that one thing I do regret is not taking the recommendation for a coordinator from a friend or from a previous bride that you knew who loved their coordinator and what they did. I had
Mm.
one that was recommended to me, but she was a little bit more expensive. And I was like, oh, they can't, like, their services can't be that different. And I found one that was a little bit more reasonable. No. If you know somebody who loved their coordinator, who did the most, go with them, please.
Yeah.
Like, it is so important for your peace of mind the day of, and just the feeling of communication, and that somebody gives you a little reassurance that, like, it's all good. I've taken care of this. I have the right amount of support. Like, you know, that's kind of priceless.
Yeah. I think going with Rex, I think, is always a good idea. Like that
Hmm.
real life, and that's that real life experience, though, not just
Yes.
Google or the not
No, like
reviews.
from a friend of a friend. Yes.
Maybe even those like Facebook wedding groups that you can join because you're getting like
Yeah,
genuine real life answers. And I feel like Google reviews sometimes people can,
that's true.
pad those a little bit. I know that
Hmm.
all of my people that were at the wedding asked me to leave them reviews on the Knot or whatever. So it's, you know, or
Oh,
just
she's
be a
getting a
person that
review.
leaves reviews.
Oh, she's getting a review.
I still
I
haven't
honestly
done a
was
reviews for
considering
any of
sending
my
her an
people.
email directly, like telling her how disappointed we were, but we'll see what happens first.
Just give yourself a little bit to cool down a little more, and then
Yeah.
you know.
Let's wait till the
Or
rest of
you
my
can.
photos come in. And if she's in the background, I swear to God, I'm going in on the knot. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
if you need a one that she's not in, I don't have her in like half of mine. So
That's good.
I took a video of you when your mom. She is in the video, but
Yeah,
she's not in a couple pictures.
that's good.
And I have a picture of you with your dad, and she's not in it either. So
It's
you
probably
let
because
me
I'm
know.
blocking her. I'm probably blocking her with my body.
Probably you're like, no,
Yeah, I was like, no,
I'm gonna
yeah, it was
spread
just
out.
ridiculous. No, and then her assistant is like in the other, like right on the right side of my dad in other pictures. And I'm like, can you guys get out of the way? Like, what are you doing? This is the entrance of a wedding and you're in the background of it.
Yeah,
Goodbye. Like, get out
dive
of
in the
there. Are you
back.
kidding? Oh my God. The complaints can be endless about this lady, but we won't make it about her.
Just
Yeah.
basic need. Do invest in your wedding planner if you're going to
Yes.
do one. Also,
Mm-hmm.
highly recommend having a coordinator because even though in both of our cases, there were places where, they did not achieve the marks or where we wanted them to be. It is super helpful to have someone to go to somebody else when they have a question. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
like your vendors can talk to them. You when you're in the moment and you're in the day of, you want to be able to just focus on what you got to do, which is get married.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to be able to kind of like let go of all that other stuff.
Yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure.
highly
Mm-hmm.
recommend a coordinator and would recommend paying for a good one.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
At
Yeah.
least a day of coordinator.
Yeah, no, at least that. Like I really don't think I needed a full on, and that's not what I'm saying I really needed. It was just like a more competent like day of. And really what they provide sometimes is month of service, which just means they kind of catch in with to you the month away from the wedding and say, "Okay, where are you at? You know, do you have any questions? Who are your vendors?" And then they start the coordination process, or at least they should, right? And
Yeah.
then you have to explain your vision and you keep checking in, and they're a person who's been in the field, and they can answer your questions or maybe have some recommendations last minute, right? So yeah, it's definitely give I liked having the reassurance of having somebody who knows the industry that I could have asked questions or could have gone to if I needed something. Hmm. And
Yeah.
just the bodies of helping you set things up. Like, if anything, that's the most value that my person brought, was just being able to just set it up and not making one of my family members do it.
Mm-hmm. That was a big piece for us too. Was for everyone
Hmm.
to be able to be in the moment too,
Hmm.
and not have to worry about doing all the things except for the pack up at the end because everybody kind of jumps in
Yeah.
on that one.
Hmm. For sure.
Yeah. All right. What's a definite do you have after this weekend?
Let's see. A do for the wedding. Do let's see. I mean, did you like the live music aspect of it? I feel like that was definitely something I really like would do again, and I really like the idea of live music for any event in the
Yeah,
future.
for
Just like
sure.
it's a nice little like touch to have somebody like play an instrument. And that was great, and it sounded like I wasn't able to be in the same space, but I could hear it. Like when we were taking pictures, I could hear her play.
Hmm.
And then Bob and I actually this is, I guess, is a subdue, but um we kept a secret our entrance songs until the day of. So we I picked Latch from Sam Smith, but like the acoustic like slowed down version. And then so that's what played when he came out, and then he chose he's such a nerd. He chose a song from Braveheart. It's actually a really beautiful song. It's called something like cheesy, something like for the love of a princess or something like that. And it's really pretty song from Braveheart. And she was able to play it. Like he sent that to her, and she was like, okay. And she actually played it. I was surprised because she really told me like I'll play any song, and I was like, any song? She goes, yeah. I was like, damn, that's some confidence, girls. But she played that song. The only thing that is that I could overhear what she was playing at the ceremony, and it's not the playlist I put together. Whatever, I could let that go. You know what I mean? I was like, I was listening. I was like, that's not a song I put on the playlist, you know. But whatever. There's some things I had to let go. As long as she was present on time, everybody was around to hear it,
Maybe
and
she was just
the
vibing.
entrance songs were right. Then I'm good.
She was just vibing. She was like, "This fits better here." I
Sure.
will say that one of the moments where I was like, I think I felt the most feelings was
Hmm.
seeing you come out with like Mama and your mom
Yeah.
and like that song. And then them passing you over to your dad. Like I was
Hmm.
just like, oh, this is this is good. This is evoking feeling. Like
Yeah.
you could just like you just got I don't know, it's just something powerful about that moment that I just really
Hmm.
appreciated a lot.
Yeah, like in my perspective, it was like I didn't even hear the song. You know what I'm saying? I was so zoned in, and I was like just trying to like, and the thing is I think honestly another do for me is a first look. We both did one. And even though I really wanted to have the moment like of not seeing him until the aisle, I'm really glad we did a first look because obviously it takes the stress away from trying to do all the photos at the end. But
Mm-hmm.
also, like, it really did allow me to relax and just, even though I didn't hear the music, I was still zoned in. I wasn't like losing my shit coming down the aisle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really did allow me to just be a little bit more relaxed than I think I would have if we didn't do a first look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think first looks are great. I think they provide a lot of like, just like more preparation for the moment. And it still, I don't think it took a lot away doing a first look. It didn't take anything away from the special moment of walking up to your partner, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a little personal touches as much as possible is like my biggest do. And you know me, I like anything I
Yes.
can make a little bit of like a little detail or a little surprise or a little like personalization. Like I definitely will try and do that.
That was a big thing for us too. A big plus on the first look also. Like
Yeah.
definite, don't regret. It's just great to be able to kind of share that moment and just be able to like really feel that moment because if
Hmm.
you're around people when you see your person for the first time, like that might somehow influence, you might be like, no, I can't cry, like I can't lose my shit, or
Hmm.
you might just see them and get even more emotional. I don't know, like I just feel like it gives more truth to the feeling in the moment of being able
Yeah.
to do that. And
Yeah.
then, like, again, also a big plus to the personal touches. That was something that was really important to Jess and I, was to just be able to not only evoke and like embed the feeling of love and the little things that make us us in our wedding with the details, but also things that we like to celebrate about people we love. So it was a big
Hmm.
piece.
Yeah. Another do I have that I think of, so I think we should kind of go from like getting ready to like the end of the night and like try and think about what our do's are in those different aspects of the day.
Okay.
One do that came up for me when I think about the getting ready portion was I found my makeup artist first. And a lot of the vendors I found on Instagram, I just kept kind of searching over and over and over in the Orlando area, and then just trying to look through their like online portfolio, which is AKA Instagram, right? So I found this girl, her name's Jenny, and loved her portfolio. She did kind of fun, cool makeup. And then I already had saw my hair vendor like on Instagram does amazing hair, but I didn't think I could afford her to be honest. I was like, her hair like looks super professional. I was like, there's no way. So I just like waited it out and I kept looking and just trying to find, but I couldn't find anybody and other people, the date was already taken. Now it's kind of last minute. One do I would say is try and find a hair and makeup artist that either work together and they do a dual service or that are
Mm,
friends with each other. Because when they got to kind of talk and vibe and they already know each other, it made everything more comfortable, I feel like. And they worked together
yeah.
really well. They already had a chemistry and none was stepping on each other. They were joking. They maybe talked among themselves and then the whole group, right? So I think that was a cool dynamic to have if you can. And I saw actually in Orlando there was a lot of like hair and makeup duos, that you could get the services from both people at the same time, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, that's another do for me. I don't know about you and the getting ready portion. Do you have anything that you are happy that you did with us?
Um, Nothing that kind of jumps out. Just
Hmm.
kind of, I like the aspect of hanging out before a little bit.
What about the getting ready
Just
photos? I
chilling.
didn't do get ready photos professionally. Are you happy that you did?
Yeah, it's nice to have. I mean, we didn't really have too, like, Jess has more
Hmm.
than I think my side. Seabass did take some photos, which is cool.
Yeah.
Especially like seeing you guys open the pops. Like it was nice to
Yeah.
have that there. So I appreciate that part of it. I think I wish I would have maybe had like, I a do for me. It's kind of going outside of the getting ready space and into like the pre ceremony. Was
Hmm.
I wish I would have taken more pictures with, like, I wish I would have taken individuals with my people, like
Hmm.
picture with just you, picture with like just Sin, just John, just Abe,
Right.
then pictures all together, kind of like how you did at the end where you had pictures with all your groups and stuff. I
Hmm.
wish I would have kind of put more thought into that piece of everything, because
Mm-hmm.
I do miss that. But it was also raining. This is one of those things where you kind of like, my photographer, I wish would have thought of that instead of me having to think about it, you know?
Right.
Like one of those, hey, instead of just standing around while we wait for someone to get the dogs so that they're ready to be in the picture, why don't we take a couple of pictures with you and your people? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then there were like two or three shots that I told my photographer I wanted. I was like, hey, take a picture of us here, please. Or
Mm-hmm.
hey, like, and that's just stuff like that I would wish I didn't have to think about, you know? But
Yeah.
again, like, they did a good job. Like, I like a lot of the pictures that came out, and
Mm-hmm.
the video was cool too. So
Oh, I
they're
loved it.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, they're fixing, they're making us a longer video. They sent us a video, but they included like the entirety of our first dance. And for
Oh.
me, and then they did like a bunch of little like quick clips of everything else, like all the other details and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They just flashed it at the end. And for me, I was like, I don't really need to see the entirety of my first dance. Like, just give
Mm-hmm.
me a little clip of that, and then just throw all of those little quick clips. Give me more detail. Like, give me more, invoke more feeling. Like, I don't know if it's because I used to do videos and edit
No,
film and
you know
stuff.
what you
So I,
like. Yeah.
yeah, like a part of me is just like, I wish you would just give me the video file so I could make it myself, because I think that I could really make it flow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You can't
maybe
get
that's
that?
a
You
do for
I
me.
guess not. Yeah. I
A
guess
lot
that's
of
a
them
lot of
don't allow
footage.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah. A do for me would be to hire a videographer if it's something that you like to do, that you can
Mhm.
get the files from them.
Mm.
Photos, I feel like photographer, you're never going to find a photographer that'll let you have the raw edit images of their files. But
Mhm.
video, if you're doing a videographer, ask them for the spares,
Okay.
or make sure
That's a
they
good
have
one.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
to
be so
bounce off of what you said about the photography and not wanting to have to lead but be led, I think there's an expectation that there's going to be a little bit of a balance, but absolutely a do is say exactly what photos you want. Like, go on Pinterest, whatever site. If you see a photo, a type of photo, a pose, something you absolutely want to recreate, you have to let them know ahead of time. And then let's say you're taking photos and it hasn't happened yet, speak up. Like, that is an absolute do. Is, I remember that photo I sent you, I want to do that right now.
mm,
And then, because my photographer amazing, but if I didn't say, hey, Amy, I want the photo of the veil over us too, I don't know, she would have remembered, and I can imagine trying to remember every little aesthetic that I showed her, every photo. So speak up. That's absolutely, like, if you want it, you need to say it in the moment. And then with a little preparation, your photographer will know exactly what you want too. So mood boards, sending pictures, sending inspiration is an absolute do for all of the vendors that you can.
yeah, I would agree with that too. Just
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't, like, we didn't have a shot list put together. We just told
Mm-hmm.
them that we really, like, our wedding was just as much about us as it was about everyone there. So
Yeah.
I think that in our heads we thought, hey, you'll understand. That means that we
Mhm.
want pictures with people, and we
Yeah.
care more about the people. So please get a lot of pictures of people, and it just didn't translate. So shot
Yeah.
list for sure. And I
Yeah.
think yeah, like that's on us for sure. Would have been nice for them to like remind us to send them a shot list, but it's all
No,
good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, my photographer had like a little survey. So once you got services and you like kind of put in your personal information, she did put a little survey that said, what are the shops you absolutely want? Who are your people? Are there, she even had a question that said, are there any kind of tension, is there any tension in the family so that I should know about? Like, questions like that. I thought that was really cool. So that she doesn't ask to kind of have them in a photo if you don't want that, like, all together, right? So that was cool, really thoughtful. But yeah, I really like, there's just not enough time. I really wanted single shots too with a lot of you guys, but it's just not enough time. Like, I
Fast
can't
forward.
imagine trying to do singles with so many people, right? So yeah, that's something to think about. And that's another reason, maybe something why you might do a first look, and then you may do a first look with your people, So if you can schedule that before the ceremony, get as
Yeah.
many pictures as you can before the ceremony. That is key. I feel like if you really
Yeah.
want to have specific shots like this.
Once the thing is over, everything just kind of goes shoo,
Yep. Yep. You're
and
really
it's
out of
just
control
nonstop.
once it's done. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ceremony wise,
Mm-hmm.
um, a do. Oh,
I would
I have a
say,
don't.
oh, tell me,
I
tell me.
I have a don't. I don't like how far away Jess and I were standing from each other the whole time.
Mm.
And I didn't notice it until the pictures. I was like, why the fuck are we like 6 feet away from each other?
Really?
We're
I
getting
didn't, I mean, I don't
married.
remember it being that far, but also like it's hard to block. It's hard to block though, because we didn't really even like practice, right? Like we kind of had an idea, but it was like we're at the mercy of wherever the last person stood in front of us or behind next to us. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm just gonna stand like we're like right next to John, right? like,
Yeah.
um, so it's really hard to block though. You kind of I didn't expect us to be so close. I was like, damn, my guests are like right up my nose, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like we
It
were
was like
pretty.
intimate. It was
Woo,
tight.
yeah.
And I was like, like I have to speak and you're right there, you know. It was fine, but I wasn't expecting that because it wasn't blocked. Like it's just one of those things that you can't plan 100% unless you put measure like it's a whole thing. Your coordinator has to be like really there to manage that stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
no, I didn't realize that for you guys.
Yeah, it worked out. The closeness worked out for you because the mic gave out halfway through your
Yes.
ceremony, so we were able to hear. I heard everything except for when the music started again as you guys were walking out and Abe was saying something. I was like, I don't know what Abe's saying, but look at them,
Gotcha.
look all cute walking down the aisle.
Okay,
But
that's
yeah.
good. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
the sound the thing is like our venue is a garden, right? So like we again, that was another thing that I really asked for advice from her and she gave me nothing. So we just kind of had to go by the fly. We brought our own speakers, our own mic, and the mic that we brought was a backup mic that was not charged because Bob could not find the regular mic that we already
Mm.
had planned to use and guess where it was? In a Lay's box. You know how we did like food, like we did favors,
Oh.
snack packs for favors? It was in that box. And I found it the next day, and he was like, "Where's the mic?" And I was like, "I found it." And he was like, "Where did you find it?" I was like, "It was the last place we ever thought it would be." But no, Abe is amazing. That's another do. Honestly, have a friend officiate you. Have a family member
Yes.
officiate you. That is 100% a do or
Someone that
somebody
knows you.
again yeah, somebody who really gets to know you or who knows who you are, who loves you, you know, that's would say is the first choice. Second choice would be an officiant who really again takes the time to get to know you as a couple so that they can bring that energy to your
Mm-hmm.
ceremony. I Alex in Amsterdam, her officiant was bomb, and it was like this older woman, but she was like, oh my gosh, she was such a fun, energetic, cool lady. So that's what I would say is find somebody with a great personality to officiate you who brings the energy that you're looking for in their delivery. And we're just lucky to have Abe. So
Yeah.
when he was ready to pivot, I was like, Abe, because we also were missing the hand fasting thing. We didn't have bread at the beginning. Like there were so many things missing because again, my although I told my coordinator all the different things I was doing for my ceremony, she had
Mm-hmm.
nothing prepared. So I was like, Abe, this is when you got to come in and pivot. I was like, get rid of the hand fasting, you know, talk about the memory box, but we don't have it. Like, figure it out. And he was like, I got you. So it worked
my,
out. It was fine.
my one regret about your wedding was not just taking the fucking ribbon. Was asking you, or you asked for the
Fucking
ribbon and you
ribbon.
told me to just put it in the bag, and I was like, "You sure?"
Yeah.
I should have just fucking kept
Ribbon,
it.
man. We should have just put the ribbon in the bread box. Like, put as many things in something as you can, you know? Like, that's a
Yeah.
do. But I had it like, oh, it was just, I brought it because Abe wanted to practice, you know? And I was like, damn, it didn't
Yeah.
go back into the like box that it needed to.
She brought
Whatever.
the bread box though.
The bread box was there. I'm so glad we got the bread. Oh my God.
Woo!
Yeah,
That
that
was a
was
cute
funny.
little. That was a cute little part.
Yeah, but it's fine. It all worked out. I was like, I don't care. We basically, you guys were witness to our hand fasting. Bravo.
Yeah,
That was the
we
official
saw
hand
it. It's
fasting.
legit. It happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Like
fun.
you got video.
I did. You recorded it. So
I
technically we
did.
were officially hand fasted before we got married. So boom.
You were. You followed the whole shindig, and you have my little commentary in the background.
There we
So.
go. Perfect. As I should.
What
Yeah.
about uh not happy hour, what's it called in a wedding? Like the
Like
cocktail
reception?
hour time. Like
Oh, the
reception
cocktail
slash
hour
cocktail.
time. I
I would
mean,
say your
as
cocktail hour time was like the right after when you're getting pics with everybody.
100%. Honestly, like as stressful and like a lot, it was so much work to get those photo groups together. And I wish we had a mic, obviously, so it wasn't Abe screaming like group number 5, but it is what it is. It was really nice to be able now to come away with all of those photos of our family groups because
Yeah.
we were not going to be able to achieve that at the second venue. So that was really cool. And everybody looked so bomb. And it was a chance for me to be able to say hi to most people that were there and at least give them some FaceTime and like do a little quick chat, before the next group came up. So it's kind of like the idea that you guys had, which I love, which is all the tables would come up, right? Table
Yeah.
5, table 6. And we take a quick photo, next table. So you get photos with everybody who's there in an organized fashion. So that was cool. I would say I wish I would have paid for the cellist to keep playing after to have some music.
Oh,
But
okay.
again, we had the whole speaker situation. We were going to play music at that time, but I just didn't have time to prepare it. So that's the only thing I would say is have some kind of music keep going, like keep the music and keep the sound going after the
Yeah.
ceremony if you're going to do a cocktail hour. Most people do. So that's just something that like I would say for us if we were to do it again, which we won't, but yeah, that's just something little. What about you?
Definite do is to just have little activities for people to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
in addition to the cocktail hour, because, you might have people that aren't as super social. They
Yeah,
might want some distraction, some games. The same goes for kind of the reception area. Have some games for people. Some people aren't dancing. I know our friends aren't dancing people.
nope.
So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, let's make sure we have some games thrown up on there for them to have something to do. And then like if you have those little things that you want people to fill out and the
Yeah,
little guest books and just have that out and basically just out the entirety of that last piece of your wedding so that people have plenty of time to be able to do them and you come out with something.
for sure. Sorry, I had to adjust because my foot is falling asleep and
You're good.
I'm not in a chair. So hold on, let me move. Oh my god. Okay, there we go.
Moni is moving around.
I'm so
The
sorry.
camera angle has shifted.
It has. My foot is falling asleep. I needed to shift. No, I agree. I think people underrate like having like fun games and like cornhole and whatever other activities. Like, why not? I mean, people want to be able to do something, have tangible things for people to pick up, touch, look at, take pictures of their own. We even consider doing like a scavenger hunt around the area or um having like different photo spots to like go take a picture. Okay, go to the next spot, take a picture there, right? So I don't know, just stuff like that. Oh, and I love our mirror.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah, the mirror was super cute. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I think the only picture that I've seen from our wedding of someone actually using the mirror is Bobby. Bobby
Really?
sent me a picture of him in the mirror. Yeah.
Really? Wait, what?
It's
You guys
because
had
the
a mirror
rain. The
too?
rain got us all messed up. Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah, the damn mirror. No, so literally, like my Bobby was ready to buy 120 ponchos the day before because twinsies. We thought it was gonna be rainy. It was gonna be this whole thing.
Yep.
I was like, that is an absolute do not. Do not buy ponchos for people to wear and have them. I swear to God, if I see somebody in a poncho, and his dad ended up buying some ponchos anyway, and I was like, oh hell no! If anybody wears a poncho in the picture, it ain't happening, you know. So we ended up buying some clear umbrellas, but thankfully, I mean, honestly, even for you guys, like it was not that bad at all. It was just very
No, it
brief,
wasn't that
It
bad.
was brief and it cleared up and it was great. And the
Yeah.
games for you, my favorite thing was the Lego guest book. It was interactive. It got everybody like
It's
excited
behind
about.
us.
I know, I see it right behind you. Creative, and it's so you guys, like it's so you especially. So
Yeah.
that, the painting, like the board games on the tables, like that was great.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I did an abstract painting at my wedding too, and Moni was like, "I really want to do that."
Yep.
And so she did it too. So now we have twinsy paintings.
Yeah, it was awesome. Honestly, I considered like filling the gaps myself and like doing a little bit of like painting over it and like just zhuzhing it up so I don't see any white at all. So I may still do that. We'll see.
I have wanted to do that too. I mean, ours
Hmm.
is still chilling, but we still have the paint and everything. So I think
Hmm.
I might join you in that venture. Take a little
No, and
before or after.
the paint that you guys used is also a do, I would say, because it's not messy. It's really easy to
Puff paint.
manage. The puff paint, it's kind of like a puff paint. Yeah, it's like the paint. It's called modeling paste. So
Yes.
that's a do, is go instead of getting just regular acrylic paint and it kind of getting messy, God forbid it gets on someone's dress or something. The modeling paste is really mess free and easy to work with. And again, if you want an abstract look, people just put swipes of that all over the board until it creates something new. So that was good.
Yes. Make sure to include the abstract word in
Yeah,
your sign
signs.
because people will try to paint like things that you just can't paint with modeling detailed things that you
Hmm.
just if you had the time and the correct tools, yeah, you could probably sit down and paint like a vase with flowers, but you can't paint Pikachu.
You know what I would have done differently for that?
Yeah.
I would have, instead of saying it was an abstract painting, because there was no sign anyway, so regardless, there was a lot of things that went wrong. But you know what I would do next time is, instead of saying abstract, because even abstract people are like, what's abstract, I don't know what that is,
Oh, that's
I
true.
would say paint flowers. You have to paint a flower, so at least it's a million different flowers, and at least it's cohesive in that way, where it's like
Hmm.
everyone's version of a flower, and people are typically going to do the simple like petals, those who
Yeah.
can do a little bit more advanced will do more advanced. Everyone else will do more simple, and they're all flowers. So that's what I would have done differently, is like paint a flower on the canvas as a representation of you, joining the wedding, something like that.
Yeah. That
Hmm.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Do don't reception type style or yeah,
Reception.
reception end of
I
wedding
love
party.
me. That's just a me thing, but I love Polaroids. So doing the Polaroid guest book in a way where I love the cages that we used, because
Hmm.
you're able to see the Polaroids build over the night. So like you get a
Yeah.
couple, then the whole thing fills up, and it's just fun for everyone else to see what each other's pictures were. And then what I would say is get more Polaroids, not just one for a whole like if you have the availability or the opportunity for more cameras to be all around the space, do that. I know a lot of people do the instant cameras, which is great, but those sometimes go missing or whatever. So depending on your group size. But no, I love the Polaroids, and now we get to do something creative with it, and it's just like a little personal touch to the guest interaction, and so that's a do for me.
Yeah, that was super cute.
Hmm.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked to do for sure as a Lego guest book, but do understand
Hmm.
that it is a dedication of finances to an
Hmm.
extent. I think we were
Hmm.
able to get it done for like 150,
Okay.
which seems kind of silly to spend that much, but it's awesome.
No,
And
it's
it's about
awesome.
the cost of a regular Lego, so
Yeah,
whatever.
that's not really not that bad. Bob really
Yeah.
wanted to do it, but I was like, I cannot commit to this project. Like, I cannot do it. But it's
It was
amazing,
a
and I love it.
process.
Yeah,
Jess made it happen for us, and I
yeah.
appreciate. I said no. I was like, I really want to do this, but it's way too expensive. It's just not worth it. And Jess was like, No, you want this? We're gonna make it happen. So
No, it's so
that's
you.
why
It's
I
so
married
good.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do's and don't generals, like anything generally. I really liked, and I guess this kind of goes in line with reception. I really liked stepping away with Jess right after the ceremony and kind of having a moment to ourselves. Like
Hmm.
our wedding planner, actually, no, the venue coordinator brought us some little like pieces of the appetite hors d'oeuvres that were getting passed around,
Mm-hmm.
and two drinks. So it was really nice to be able to just kind of step away,
That's nice.
feel the moment.
Yeah, I mean, for us, like we didn't the another opportunity I feel like the coordinator could have managed better was like the food. Like I don't know if she
Mm.
was there saying, "Hey, everybody, get two of each until it runs out, then we'll get more." Because by the time we got there, the food was gone.
Yeah, that
So I don't
was.
know what the hell happened. Like we were gonna order more pizzas and this and that, but honestly, by the time we got there, it was gone and everybody was already getting their own food. And I was like, okay, we did got no food. So our coordinator did come to us and say, hey, like the food is kind of is running low. Do you want us to just get something for you guys? So she was nice. She asked. She got us some tacos, but I didn't get to try the paella. I didn't try the little taquito
Hmm.
things. I didn't try any other type of taco. I didn't try anything. I had some quesitos at the end of the day, but that was what we had. And I think just managing that a little bit better would have been nice, but I don't know what happened. So no one seemed to cry about it. So I was like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was good food, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I only had like a this much of the paella, which was just the rice. It
Mm-hmm.
was really good. That was bomb. And then two tacos. I was able to snag two because I came right as they brought them out, and I was like, "I'll give y'all ate all these things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab me tacos."
Yeah, whoever
But
was there, it went in and it's like, hello, there's a big dress around you. Like,
no, they were like, "Nah, it's just me."
I don't know who the culprits were, but you guys know who you are. Y'all know who you were.
It
Um,
was good though. It
let's
was
see.
bomb.
Oh, I have a question. Something. Are you happy that you stayed in your dress all night?
Yeah, I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. So
Mm,
it was good. It was good. I don't have
yeah.
to worry about changing into anything.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Okay.
you happy that you changed?
I feel like I'm indifferent about it. Like I
Mm.
loved my dress, so it was just getting annoying to kind of like in the space we were in. If it was the garden all day, I would have been in probably the dress the whole time. I wouldn't have changed. But I think it was like appropriate for me to change eventually in the space we were
Yeah.
in just because it fit better and it was just hard for me to get around to the tight spaces when I had the big train. And I did not do a bustle because it looked ugly. Like the
You
seamstress showed me the bustle and I was like, ew, I don't want to do that. It didn't look good.
have the poofy butt. Is that the one
Yeah, it
you
was like a
had?
poofy butt. Yeah, it
Victorian.
was. Yes, I hated it. And it just didn't flow. Like, even if it folded nicely, it would have been different.
Right.
But no, it didn't even like lay nicely when she did it. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Just like carry it around until I'm not like I'm tired of it. Um,
Yeah,
what's another one?
the bustle came out for me,
Mm,
so it was annoying to like step over it, but it was fine.
yeah.
We did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One do I would say is like if you don't like cake, don't do cake. Do something alternative, right? So it's just up to the
Yeah.
couple and like if they really like a cake could be beautiful. I don't regret not having a cake. I think that it would have been a cute little thing to like maybe get a mini cake and like cut into it, just something special
Yeah.
for us. But we didn't do it. I just literally I tried to support local people in our wedding as much as possible. So like the cellist was a local girl. Obviously hair and makeup usually you want to go local because it's just easier that way, it's cheaper that way. But our photographer was local, but the lady who made the quesitos, she's from St. Cloud and mommy knows her from the shows. And so when the first time I had them, I was like, these are amazing. Do you do big orders? And she ended up doing it. So it was amazing. Like they're
They
so
were
freaking good.
bomb.
Oh my god. And I
They
still
were
have
so
some in the kitchen and I'm
s-
gonna have some for dessert tonight.
just like
Oh my
melt
god.
in your mouth, but explosion of
Oh
flavor.
my god.
What's her
They're
name?
amazing. I think it's Lolitas, but we'll do a shout out on a post or something of all the vendors that we loved because if you're in Orlando, they're so good.
Heyo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you don't have any more do's or don'ts, I'm gonna end with a story.
Oh, tell me.
All right. This is the story of an unfortunate series of events.
Oh no.
So, it's cold as hell here.
AF.
hence why I'm wearing long sleeves and a beanie. The basement is freezing. It feels like 9 degrees or something like that. It's
Nine
cold.
degrees. Oh my god.
Yes. So we got here. We got back Monday night. Our flight was delayed. So we didn't land until 10 o'clock.
Okay.
We got out, and like you can't pack your winter coat because it's so thick it would take up the whole bag.
Right.
So we just had like a little light something to be able to just make it to the car. When we landed, it felt like 0 degrees. So
Oh my
0 degrees. We have to trek it across this parking lot that's out and in the snow and exposed in the elements from there because it's a small airport. So we're like trekking it to the car. Jess is like, I'm going to take this way because the way that we went, or she came out of the car, it was covered by a pile of snow.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it, and I saw that there was a little space to be able to get through. And I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to go this way because I'm freezing. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to go straight. So I go, and I throw the bag over this like cement awning. I'm walking around the cement thing and I have to step into this huge pile of snow. And I didn't think about stepping into snow. What happens when you step into snow? It's water, so your feet get
It's
wet.
wet.
Didn't think about it. Yeah, no, Cammy wasn't logical in that moment. Cammy was just, I'm going to take the quickest way. And Jess was the logical one. It's like, I'm not stepping through snow, so I'm going to go this way. So we eventually meet at the car. I beat her to the car, but I didn't have the car keys, so it was purposeless. So I was just standing out there anyway.
Trying to prove a pointless point.
Pretty much. So she's like, I'm like, Jess, can you unlock the car? Because I can see her walking towards me, and she's like, it's unlocked. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, can you unlock the car? And she's just like, I'm hitting the button. And I was like, oh no. So why doesn't a car unlock? Because it's fucking dead.
Oh
So
my god.
I go and I go to open the door. First off, the door is frozen shut. So I've got to like jimmy this thing. And when I open it, it sounds like something's breaking because it's just cracking so much because of the
Oh my
ice.
god. Yeah.
I go to turn it on and this thing does not even beep. It doesn't even beep because of the key or anything. Like it's just it's dead.
Mhm.
So my brain, and I'm proud of myself because fight or flight, my brain went into fight. I was like not panicking. I was just like, this sucks, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me think about it. Jess calls AAA. So while she's calling AAA, I call the parking place because parking places normally have like a way that you can, like they don't have
Like
someone
jump
that
a
drives
car,
around.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I called the toll booth, and as she picks up and she's just like, or I'm like, hello, and she's like, oh, hold on. I was like, oh,
So she was rude
okay.
off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Mm.
So she's just like, hold on, you're gonna have to hold on. I was like, okay. And then Jess is on the phone with AAA. Same thing, on hold. She finally comes back and she's just like, how can I help you? It's like, hey, this is my first time coming to this airport. Never been here before. Do you have a way? My car is dead, like just dead, and I need a jump. Do you have someone that can come jump us? And then at first she's like, well, you're going to have to go to passenger information. I think they'll be able to help you. I was like, okay, I just told you I've never been here before. Where's passenger information? And she's just like, well, what do you need? And I was like, I need something to jump the car. She's like, do you know how to jump a car? I was like, yes, I know how to jump a car. I just need something to be able to jump a car. She's like, oh, well, I have a starter box, but you're going to have to come get it yourself. I was like, okay. Like,
Oh my god.
where are you? Yeah, I was like, where are you that I have to come get it myself? Like, whatever,
Mhm.
I'll go do it.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'm in the middle booth. I was like, thank you. Where are you? She's just like,
The
I'm
middle
in the
where?
middle booth. Yeah, no, she's just like making me feel stupid for not knowing what the middle booth is. So I'm
Mhm.
like looking around, freezing my ass off because again, guys, it's 0 degrees outside. And she's just like, I'm in the middle booth. So I look and I see this big exit sign. I'm like, okay, so it's one of those. It's got one of those things. I look and there's booths. I'm like, okay, so where there's the big exit sign. She's just like, I'm in the middle booth. I was like,
Oh my
"Ugh!"
god. Oh my
I
god.
was like, God
No.
damn
I
it,
would have
lady.
lost it by now, I think.
So she's like, just make sure you bring your ID so that you can get this because you're gonna need your IDs. I can't give it to you. I was like, okay. I get off the phone, and Jess is like on the phone with AAA, and they're like, okay, yeah, we can get someone to you within an hour. It's an hour.
Wow.
It's 0 degrees. The car's not warm. There's no there no heat coming into this thing. We got to figure this out. So I look around, and by the grace of God, there's like one of those luggage carts.
Mm-hmm.
The one time that I am like, thank God you didn't put the cart back in the cart where the carts go. I'm
Yeah.
like, hell yeah. So I go grab this luggage cart and I just zoom it. I'm like, I lug it like a quarter
You
mile
like use it
to
like a
this.
scooter?
No. I'm just walking it at first because this shit's frozen. Like the
Oh,
wheels
okay. I
are
was like,
frozen.
you're booking it on a scooter? That's dope.
No, I do book it on the way back though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but on the way there, the wheels are frozen and I'm just like trying to jimmy it to get going again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going through snow, salt, all the things. I
Mm-hmm.
get to the middle booth. This lady is here, and I'm like, hello, can I borrow this starter, please? I brought this to put it on. She's like, well, it's a good idea because this is heavy. I was like, oh, that's what I imagine. Thank you so much
The nicest thing you've
for
said
saying
to
it
me
was a
all
good idea.
day.
Yes. I was like, thank you. So then I gave her my ID. I take the thing, and I just, at that point, I'm like, I book it because
Yeah.
it is like, I didn't bring gloves and I didn't have a hat. So I'm just in this thin jacket. I'm like, boom. So I just run. I haven't run in so long, but
Oh my
I
god.
ran like like, I don't even know how far back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I open it, I plug it in, and I'm not, my brain is also frozen at this point, so I forget. Like when you use a starter, you just put it on to start the car, and then you take that thing off. And I
Right.
left it on, so the car started to like shake and go like, and then like it died. And so I was like, oh no, like is this worse? And then I was like, wait a second, no, you're just supposed to, like, Jess was like, wait, you're supposed to put it in and then let the car run. Like the car has to run. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm
Exactly.
supposed to put
Exactly.
it on and then take it off right away. So then I
Mm-hmm.
did that. It started.
Mm-hmm.
We were going. It was cool. We get on the road. We're out of there. I give the lady the starter back. I get my license back. Like we're on the road. We're on an uphill thing.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, and also Jess's car is almost out of gas. So we just throw that one on there too.
What the
Her
hell?
car's
I'm
almost
scared
out
of
of
where
gas.
this is going.
My wife is lovely, but she sucks at remembering to put gas
Oh
inside of her
shit.
car. I've already had to rescue her once, but once in 8 years, not bad.
No,
Because
that's
she
not
ran
bad.
out of
That's not
gas.
bad.
Yeah, not a bad track record. Um, so we're driving. We're on an uphill, and the car just dies. Just dies on the uphill swing. It's just.
Okay,
And
so
luckily, Jess is very good in those situations. Like she is, if you are ever, if you want to drive with somebody that's going to react clutch in a scary situation in the car, be in the car with Jess because
mhm.
she is just like a mice. When we were on the way to the rehearsal dinner for our wedding, the roads, it was raining, so the roads were super wet,
Oh,
and
I
we were going
remember.
on this like, and we spun out twice. And when I say spun out, I don't mean no, I mean
Like, yeah, like half,
like
like
I'm
all the
talking,
way. Mhm.
car did a full 180, 360, like almost 360 motion
Mhm.
twice. Like we were, and the Jess and I were both on the phone talking to people that time, and we did not stop talking to people. We just like, and Jess is like a cool as a cucumber. She's just like swerving, continuing her conversation, and
I
then
don't know
we
whether to
stop.
be like impressed or concerned.
Yeah, right. Like, how many times has she been in this situation that
Yeah,
she's so
yeah. That's
chill?
too a little too
Yeah,
good at this, but okay.
I know, right? So that was just a little reference point that my wife is very good at keeping her cool in stressful car situations. But
Mhm.
so again, she's not freaking out. She's like, she puts the e brake on. She's like, returns it, turns it over. Thankfully, it turns on. We go get some gas and we make it home. So like we make it home, but holy
Wow.
shit. Like if you've ever had to start a car battery in 0 degrees, You know the feeling. With no
That's
gloves.
crazy.
Let me add that.
That's
No gloves, no
crazy.
hat,
How were your hands
barely a
and
coat.
feet? They were just like frozen. Like, were you suffering?
I think adrenaline. I was just like
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I was
Oh
good
my
until I got
God.
home. I was like, I'm cold.
God, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's your story time.
I'm so
Sorry it was so
sorry.
long. It's all good. It's all good. We
Oh
made
my
it. We're
God.
good.
No.
I was mostly proud of myself because, I mean, I don't know why. I don't typically panic in situations. I feel like I'm a pretty good reserved.
Hmm.
Unless I think I'm with someone that I'm comfortable with, then I might feel. But I mean, I was with Jess, and I was like, "Nah,
Yeah, but
let's handle
it,
this."
I mean, it's warranted when you do kind of have like that freak out moment after like traveling and like all these things happening and you just want to get home and then just like all these roadblocks literally like just keep coming up. It can be very frustrating. So to keep your cool through that, that's awesome.
You know,
And then you have this
somehow.
rude ass lady answering the phone and you're like, lady, like, I don't want to deal with your shit. Just help me. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Good
And
for you.
when we brought the battery back, Jess got kind of close to the window, and she wasn't like, "Hey, good, like I'm glad you guys got back on there." Just typical things she was saying. She was like, "Well, she didn't leave you much room there, huh?" I was like, "The fuck, lady." And then she was
Yo,
like, $88 to park the car. Like she just wanted the total. I was like, okay, damn, thank you. Have a good night,
wow.
I guess. Like, fuck, thank you for the
Wow.
hospitality.
That's
I
terrible.
mean,
Yeah, no.
anyway,
Well,
thank you for listening to my
I'm so glad you're
little
home
story.
safe and thank you for making the trip. It's
Hell
freezing
yeah.
over here. It's not as freezing over there as over there, but
I know. I saw it snowed in Florida. It's
whoa,
super
it's like
weird.
really like shaking us in our boots over here in Florida. It's freaking cold.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will be all right.
We will.
You'll
We'll be
warm up.
okay. My dad's not excited to go back to 5 degrees, 5 degree weather in Massachusetts tomorrow. So
Yep.
I will be thinking about him tomorrow.
Next week, if we
Yeah.
don't, we're gonna do our guests, but I think our banter in the beginning. I need to get your thoughts on Bad Bunny's newest album. But
Ooh.
we
You want me to
can't
hold
talk
off?
about it this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll talk
Hmm.
about it next week.
Okay.
We got like little pop culture things that we can talk about too.
That
Touch
sounds
topics
great.
on.
Yeah, we're hoping to get our some guests in next week, so we're gonna confirm and hopefully that'll be it. If not, then Cammy and I will figure it out. But
Heyo.
yeah, I'm excited to get them on and yeah, I'll hold my opinions for next week.